Good evening, and thank you again for letting me in your home. You're with Fr.Russ, and this is Street Talk. I'm taping this, this is May 28th. It's being taped. You should be seeing this June 19th, I believe is the date. Thursday night, 9 o'clock. That should be the date you're viewing this, unless you're fortunate and got a hold of it early somehow. This is not a happy occasion for me right now. This week has been a week of some tragedies and some blessings too. It's the way the world is. Huh? You get some blessings, you get some tragedies. The first thing I want to talk about is, we're praying today for our good friend. And I'm talking about a friend, not just somebody I met in the street, but my friend, Richard Perry, One-Eyed Rick Perry, was 48 years old, and he died Sunday, May 25th, here in New London. Rick was born July 24th, 1959 in Willimantic, the son of Walter and Tammy Perry, Tammy Latinine, and he graduated from Kingley High School in '77 and was involved in an auto accident the following winter that left him permanently disabled. That was something. I've known Rick for 5 years. I did not know that was the reason why he was disabled. And again, I worked with Rick. He was one of the founding people of our organization. He was out there in the streets early, petitioning against the Salvation Army's winter shelter at the time. Wasn't opened early enough. Didn't like the treatment he received under that, and he's been a fighter for permanent housing for many years. And Rick had some disability problems. He survived. Survivors include two sisters, Janice Coate and her husband, Emily of Voluntown, and Barbara Pitcher of Brooklyn, Connecticut. He was preceded by his sister, Patricia Rhodes. And they say a memorial service will be held at 5 p.m. Friday. Now, this is already going to have happened by the time you hear what's going on here. I'm not sure whether I'll go or not. I know Rick's in a better place than where we are. That happens to be my belief. I know he's already there, and he beat me home. The tragedy that I see in a lot of these things is the hospitality center and some of the things that we do are built on the bodies of my friends. Bill Walsh, many people have already forgot about Bill. They don't even think about it. Or Danny Walbley, or so many others. Right. I don't want to mention some names. In between, we've lost people, and Rick is our latest loss. 48 years old. 48 years old. My belief is Rick should have been under managed care. My belief is that he should have been in a managed care housing situation. He didn't. Again, I believe in housing. Bobby knows. Bobby's been disabled. Bobby's been with me 5 years. Mm-hmm. I get you in housing, Bobby, right?
Right.
I didn't think you belonged in a shelter, right? I don't believe in shelters.
Exactly.
Contrary to what everybody seems to think around this city, I do not believe in shelters. They are a place where it breeds crime. Okay, we need to get rid of them. I believe in permanent housing, and I believe in managed care for disabled people. Okay? I'm your payee, right, Bobby?
Exactly.
Right? Right? You check me out all the time, right, in case I'm stealing your money. Right? Isn't that what they say in the street?
That's what they say.
I'm stealing your money.
Excuse me, yes.
I steal Bobby's money.
And everybody else's they say too, but it's not true.
But he eats well.
Yes, I do.
He eats well, he has transportation, he has permanent housing. Okay? We work very hard to, he does a little part-time job when he can, and when he's feeling pretty good. Bobby, you've been disabled since
83.
1983, but you've spent years in the street. Huh?
Yes.
Years in the street. And obviously years in prison, too.
Exactly.
Okay? Everybody knows Bobby here in New London. They think they know Bobby. They really don't know Bobby, but they think they know Bobby. Bobby's essential to community for us. He's part of the family. Okay, does a lot of things for us, and does a lot for this community that people don't really understand. And obviously Rick was a friend of Bobby's too. We are really we're saddened by Rick's passing, and we're kind of praying that nobody builds on him. Okay, I guess people think that donations should be made to the Homeless Hospitality Center. I think you should make your donations to a hospital, cancer ward, children's ward, someplace else. Rick was looking for permanent housing. He's, like ourselves, believed in self-determination. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't think, it was nice to have the shelter open an extra month or so while people got together, but I don't know, the Rick I know wanted permanent housing, much like yours, much like we got St. Steve's, other people who are with us from the beginning. He was there from the beginning, and he's our friend, and we won't forget him. So, that's the sad part. At the same time, I lost a friend, and I gained a grandchild. May 21st. My daughter Liz brought home, well, she's not home here in New London, but gave us Abigail. When was that? Abigail, 8 pounds, 7 ounces. That was a big one. Of course, Liz is a fairly athletic young lady with going to give me big grandchildren. So thank you very much, Liz, for that gift, and your work has just begun. Okay, the party is over. Once you get kids, the party is over. Which gets me to segue into the next thing I want to discuss a little bit about, not a lot about, because the New London school system is failing. Really, really is. It's failing all the parents. It's failing the poor people. Our world is in a crisis, an educational crisis. Poor kids are left to, I don't know what's going to happen to them. Friedman, there's a guy, Thomas Friedman, who wrote the book, The World is Flat, which means we're in the information age, we're in the technical age. If you don't have high mathematics, if you haven't got a scientific type of brain, okay, and you can really excel in computers and stuff like that, you are dead meat in the work market. And everything's going to China, as anybody who's been keeping up with stuff. Even Warren Buffett's over there, and he said he wasn't going to leave the United States with his investments, and Bill Gates has been over there for a long time. Okay, China, India, Asia, okay, that's the new world market, and guess what? That's what we're competing with, and people ain't getting it. Your schools aren't doing enough about it, and my belief is, this is my true belief. My buddy Bobby DeLello, if you've been following this, our shows, our justice shows, and you've been keeping up with what Father's doing on the justice issue, there's a whole series that went on before this show. He has a great way of talking about prisons are failing, and the guards think they're experts. And if this, and they're putting out a failing product, and anybody who puts a failing product out, their pay should be cut.
Exactly.
I think they should be cut, and by major amounts each year. You know, maybe starting with a 15% cut the first year, and then 10. You know, so maybe that'll spark you to turn it around. But if it doesn't, another 10 the next year, until you should be fired, because if the product isn't coming out all right, you should be fired. So my belief is we should have a wage scale starting with Mr. Cluett, who is the superintendent.
Yes, superintendent.
Start at the very, very top. He should take the major. He was supposed to be the answer to all these things.